So good morning and a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you so much for being here today for our Survivors of Abuse 10-year Milestone and Impact Event. So this is a very important moment for me and my trustees because it's not only about marking the 10 years of the charity, but it's also about reflecting on the impact of our work. And you're going to hear from some of the survivors, participants that have been on our course and who have had a positive impact from attending the course. But we want to also explore the wider conversation of child abuse in all its forms, not just mental abuse, but physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect. And we want to look at the complexities of lifelong trauma impacts as well, because of the abuse, where it happened, and who perpetrated that abuse against us. So, before we begin, just a few practical points. Tea and coffee is at the back, water is to my right, fire exits at the back. The toilets downstairs in the basement, so do be careful when you go down the stairs. And that's, I think, everything. We are going to have a break about 11 o'clock, but we are running a little bit late, so times are a bit flexible today. We've also got our Capture the Room activity, and the whole idea of this is if you hear something today that you've never heard before, if you think about something that you can help survivors of abuse with in the future, if you have any other ideas, then please write it down on the post-it notes and stick it on the banner there. That's freshly produced and delivered half an hour ago. So, the booklet that you were all given when you came in is really what the whole day or the event is about, okay? So I will be referencing some page numbers so that you can have your own individual copy. We was thinking about doing presentations, but I'd rather that you had something to take away with you so that you can take it on board later on, because you're going to be hearing a lot of stuff today, and for some of us it's going to be quite overwhelming. So this morning is not about looking back, it's about making visible what is too often hidden, recognising the long-term impact of abuse and bringing together survivor voice, professional insight and shared commitment. But before we get to the meat of the programme, I would like to invite up the Mayor of Bromley, Councillor Jonathan Andrews, for his words and thank him for being with us today. We really do appreciate your support. So please welcome the Mayor of Bromley.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much, everybody. It's really good to see a really good number of people here to recognise this really important milestone for survivors of abuse. I'd just like to pay tribute to the work that all of you have done in your way to show support for this initiative, and particularly, of course, to Chris and to the team of trustees and all involved in the charity for spearheading this. I think it's an extremely important initiative, and it's one that we all need to take extremely seriously, and that's why I'm here as the Civic head of the Borough of Bromley, where we are today, to show our support for the work that you are doing to help people. And just to give a few examples, some of the statistics that part of work that many of us know about, and I know our council has a programme in terms of tackling violence against women and girls, but just looking at the statistics that you can see here, around 8.5 million adults in the UK have experienced some form of child abuse before the age of 16. Now that's 8.5 million, that's over 10%, or put it the other way, 1 in 10 people you might speak to. And in fact, looking at that per year, looking at the information here, about 500,000 children is estimated to experience sexual abuse each year. That just shows how widespread an issue this is. But I would say it's encouraging to see voices and people who have come from far and wide across our country. I was speaking to people who are here from Wales, from further up north of England, and I know further afield also have people supporting this initiative, because it's something that covers the entire nation. Indeed, it covers further than the nation, but as a particular organisation here, it covers all of our communities. And it's really important that we have organisations that are prepared to speak up, to help raise that awareness, but also to help work with people who have experienced this, to actually help them to come to terms, to get that understanding, to get that support. And I think it helps to see people and projects like this and charities like this who are working to further that. So I would just like to say thank you for all that you've done, for all the people involved who very much, I'm sure, respect and really appreciate your assistance. And I very much wish you the very best of luck in all that you do in fighting this terrible activities, and doing all you can to support people who have had to go through, as I say, those awful experiences, to actually perhaps find some light in their story, and encouraging people to do that. So a very big thank you, and really also a congratulations for the work that you've done and the success that you've been able to do in bringing this forward. I know how difficult it can be for charities and organisations to really push and on particularly issues like this, where maybe people sometimes are less wanting to discuss it than others. But I think it really shows a testament to what you've done, that you have so many people here today from across the country who are coming together to mark this important anniversary. So once again, from the Borough of Bromley, a very big thank you for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you to the Mayor of Bromley for giving us that introduction into the event. And now we've got Peter Fortune, my local MP, coming up to say a few words. So please welcome Peter.
Thanks very much, Chris. And it's always difficult following the Mayor of Bromley. I would really love to be able to stay for the whole day. It's such a privilege to be here and to be able to listen to some of the stories. But sadly, I have to dash off back to Westminster for Prime Minister's questions, which I'm sure will be a dignified, thoughtful and calm experience. But I did want to take the opportunity to come here and thank you for all the work that's done. What Survivors of Abuse has done over the last 10 years has been extraordinary. And I want to take that opportunity to pay special thanks to Chris. Chris is formidable. Not only has she given over huge parts of her life to help support others. I mean, she's been to my surgery, she rugby tackled me in Westminster Hall. I was minding my own business on the way to a debate and whomp, she hit me. But this is somebody that genuinely cares and supports people. And I think that we as a borough and many people around the country are much better for your work. So thank you very much for that. Abuse is never simple and never short-term. The impact of it will underlie the rest of people's lives. It could be their health, their emotional support, their well-being, careers, which is why the work that's done here is so vital. Survivor-led, trauma-informed support is the way to start tackling this awful affliction, which is why this is quite unique in terms of a charity that it does that. And it's why the work is so vital, not just in terms of the charity, but in terms of education, pulling in stakeholders and really driving awareness. I also know that work wouldn't be able to go ahead without some of the very generous donations and donors, and some of who I think are here today. Am I right in thinking there's a couple of people that are running the London Marathon this weekend? I think there's 3 people running the London Marathon. Are they here?
She's hiding at the back, Peter. Gemma.
I mean, you're insane, but thank you so much for that. It is a hell of a thing, and that goes to show the kind of passion that people have for this project. So thank you for everything you're doing. And whilst my contribution here today may be short, I can assure you that my support is long-term. So from the people I represent in Bromley and Biggin Hill, thank you so much for the work you do.
So thank you, Peter, for attending and giving us that motivational talk about survivors, and you're all going to hear more about this as we go on. Now that I want to just bring your attention to the lovely big TV screen here in the corner, we have a message from Claire Waxman, who's the Victims Commissioner for England and Wales. She used to be Victims Commissioner for London, but she's now for England and Wales. So here she is.
Good morning. I'm so pleased to open this event marking 10 years of delivery of the Breaking the Cycle Trauma-Informed Recovery Programme for adult survivors of child abuse and domestic violence.